Twin flame sex. Let's talk about it. This video is for you, even if you have not yet enjoyed sex with your twin flame. The sexual energies that are experienced in the fifth dimension can be just as intense, regardless of whether the sexual act was not physically consummated. How much do perspectives on sex change from the moment we enjoy it with our flame? Completely. I'm going to talk to you about how sex is experienced throughout the twin flame journey, considering that it is often another difficult issue to manage. Stay until the end of the video to discover more about sex between twin flames. Let's start. Sexual energies come from the fifth dimension. Have you ever felt intense arousal for no apparent reason? If you are completely in tune with your own body and with the energies of your twin flame, it can be habitual to perceive how your other energetic part is thinking of you in a deeply sexual way. There are those who affirm that in reality what you would be feeling is the energy of your twin flame maintaining relationships with another person. At first, I also believed that way. Over time, I have begun to consider that at bottom it is only the connection between the two parties. Twin flame sex is not based on pleasure. It originates from that indestructible and unconditional connection that keeps us eternally united. The sexual energies coming from your twin flame from the fifth dimension can invade you at any time, even when you are not aware of it, and very often during dream experiences. Many times, it is not even experienced as a purely sexual energy, but perhaps as an electric current that is expanding within your body. In those moments, you clearly perceive the presence of your flame in the room where you are. What happens in that instant is that your essences are connecting. The sexual energies that are generated from that connection come from the fifth dimension. For you to enjoy sex in the third dimension, twin flame sex is one of the most intense experiences that can ever be felt. What do we do then when too many energies of this kind accumulate within us and need to be discharged? In those moments when those energies of excitement begin to release within you, or any other time that you feel like it, you can of course decide to enjoy a good time of passion, even if your twin flame is not physically with you. Use your heart chakra to connect with that person. Visualize him with you in your bed, or wherever you are at that moment. What are your fantasies? What would you do with your llama at that moment? What would you do to him, or what would you like him to do to you? He plays. Have fun. Explore. Discover yourself. Don't be shy. You already know that energy has no limits. You already know that you and your flame define yourselves by the same state, so, if you are enjoying, I assure you that so will your flame. I assure you that she will notice that this excitement of hers comes from you. If you want to subscribe to my channel, you will receive more videos like this. Let's continue. Your body as a sacred temple. Is celibacy necessary during the twin flame journey? You already know that each individual is much more than just a physical being. We are energetic beings, and during the sexual act, the energies of both merges. In other words, when you have sex with someone, you are really sharing something more than just enjoyment, as you also share their energy. Through this intimate act, you open a channel through which you absorb the energy of the other person, be it positive or negative. Consequently, it is important to know that every time you give up your body, you are accumulating loads, baggage or wounds that do not belong to you. Therefore, they must be cleansed to follow the healing process that the twin flame journey requires. Consequently, it can be valuable to stay away from any sexual partners who maintain low energy vibrations. Especially those who experience sex solely as a way of satisfying the deficiencies of their ego, such as lack of affection, need for possession, insecurities, etc. If you have sex with possessive, negative, pessimistic, unbalanced or depressed people, those are the energies with which you will fill your backpack. When you have sex with a person whose motivations are driven by the ego, you may later feel those same feelings of emptiness inside. What can happen later is that you end up comparing that act to the extraordinary sexual experience with your twin flame. In conclusion, Sex should always be practiced from the heart, and not from the brain. The sexual act is much more than a rapid explosion of pleasure relegated to the sexual organs. Through sex we exchange the energy of love, and while traditional sex all it seeks is to release tensions, through sex between twin flames there is a transformation, a harmony, a process of true internal healing. The arduous mission to survive the absence of 3D sex. But is it really as hard as they say? I do not know how you do it. I cannot live without sex. How many times have I heard this phrase? I wonder, is it your ego constantly seeking to fill your inner voids, or is it the voice of your essence? Although sex is about a primitive impulse that has been with us since the dawn of time, and that of course is totally necessary for the procreation and evolution of humanity, you already know that deep down we are much more than a mere body physical that breathes. We are divine beings. Consequently, we have the ability to understand sex in infinite possible ways. Always remember that there are no limits to reality, only those that you impose on yourself. Of course, in addition, we can understand it, and enjoy it, without the physical involvement of another being. And you, how do you live sex without 3D sex? Watch this next video that will also interest you, Twin Flame Soul Recognition.